Hello, welcome to another tutorial video. I'm going to be doing a scope mount to demonstrate how to lap rings. It's not a hard process, but you have to be precise. I'm going to be using Weaver scope rings with a West Hunter 1.2 by 6 by 24 scope. First, we're going to start off by putting our scope rings on the gun. First of all, I want to make sure that safety is priority. I've cleared the gun of any ammo and made sure that there's nothing that can go wrong and fire with this gun. So that's anytime I handle a gun, always make sure it's clear of any live ammunition. So first off, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to mount the scope rings, the bottom, on the gun. For these, I do know where they need to be set for eye relief and for the scope. So when I do these, I'm just going to wiggle it just ever so slightly as I turn them down by hand. And then I'll put the next one on, and again wiggle it slightly so that it seats flat onto the rail. If you don't have an AR style, you can get rails that can bolt onto a regular receiver. And those will give you the Picatinny rail style. This is what it looks like. This is for a Ruger 1022 for a newer style. Just comes a piece of aluminum machined out, and it would just screw down right onto your receiver. So I will start. I want to get the bases tight, and per instructions from Weaver, these need to be torqued to 25 to 30 inch-pounds. That's not foot-pounds, it's inch-pounds. So we'll get our fat wrench out here, and we are set at 35. We're going to take us down to 25. And I'm just going to slowly keep working these. Okay. So those are torqued down 25 inch-pounds. Then what we're going to do is take from our lapping tool, we have our alignment pins, and these are just going to set in top here, and you'll put the tops on, torque them down so that you can tell how they align. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And all I'm going to do is just start this screw. Start that one. Start this one. I'm just going to go back and forth. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the gap on both sides stays even. And these screws are only going to 15 to 18 inch-pounds for the top ring. They're not very tight at all. So then what we'll do is we'll put the other one on here. Yep, and then I'll torque these down. We're going to go to 15 inch-pounds. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make sure that these 2 points are perfectly lined up. This one actually is really good. That's dead on, and that's what you want to see in a good set of scope rings, is not much variation. So with this one, lapping it is going to be relatively simple. All we're going to do is just make sure that it stays true. So we'll remove our alignment pins. So Harbor Freight can be your best friend. You can get a package of these big cotton swabs. They're like $2 for 100 of them. They work really well for putting compound on stuff. You can get some on each ring. And put some on the alignment tool. Just like that. Then we'll set our rings on. And these, you're not going to be able to tighten them all the way down. You'll have to do it in steps. So you'll just work back and forth. And it doesn't take much. You just snug it up, because you need to be able to turn the alignment tool. Then you get a little handle. You'll take that, thread it in the alignment bar. And then you're just going to work it back and forth. You want to go around, so rotate left and right and front to back. So we loosened up there, so I'm going to give these screws just a half a turn maybe, or less, and then see there, it tightened up on me. I went too far. We're just going to go back and forth. Then, the only way to know if you went far enough or too far is to look. So we'll take our top rings off. And remember, always keep them straight. Get this front one off. Then what we're going to do is clean all of this off to see where we're at. Okay, so after getting them cleaned off, I have a long ways to go. They're only hitting right at the very top edge on here. So we're going to put some more lapping paste on here and keep going. And depending on your rings and your scope, this could be a very timely process. You just keep going back and forth. So I'm going to do this, and I will be back with you here in a moment. Okay, so you want to go till you have roughly 80% contact on these lower rings. You don't want any less than that, otherwise that's when you'll run into tube issues on your scope. So we're going to clean this off really well, and then we can start lining up the scope. Okay, now that I got all that cleaned off, I'm going to make sure our scope tube is cleaned off. We're just going to set that down right on there. Then we need to re-level our gun. So I'm going to take a little level here, and I'm going to make sure that it's level front to back. Make sure the scope matches. These turrets aren't always equal. You can't always go by the turret. So what I can do is I can set it here, and we're equal there. Then we'll go across. Okay, we're good there. We're off just a hair. Okay, now our scope is level. So then what we're going to do, we're going to take our top rings and make sure you keep these orientated in the right direction. And without moving it too much. You want to be able to get these screws in. And we're gonna go to 15 inch-pounds again. But you want to go in a crisscross pattern, making sure that the gap on your scope rings stays equal. You're just going to go back and forth, keeping it trued up. Okay, we're not quite tight, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to check again. Make sure I'm even. Okay, so there, where everything is torqued down, in spec, we're level, scope to the gun, and then the next process we would use reticle level, and that's where you line up the reticle to make sure it's square to the gun itself, and then you need to make adjustments to make sure that your reticle is perfectly 90 degrees up, down, and left and right. Hopefully you found this video informative, and we look forward to see you on the next one. Thank you. Have a great day.